Why mercy is so important? See, all these things I've taught you in the first session and I've just taught you now. It's possible that sometimes in the most strategic season of your life, you will miss them all. It's possible for you to miss discernment. It's possible for you to miss readiness. It's possible for you to miss the stirring of the Spirit. It's possible for you to miss everything I have outlined. Even me teaching you, I just told you a story where I missed it. The plane would have crashed. So there is something God has put in place to make sure that even though you have violated what He has put in place for your advantage, you will still not be a victim. That structure is called mercy. This is why the Bible said, it is for the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed. His compassion faileth not. In James 2:13, he said, mercy prevails over judgment. Now, if I crashed in that plane, God is justified. Why? Because He stopped me from going. I went in my rebellion. But even though I was in error, God could not watch us crash. There was a system that He put in place to make sure that even in our error, He will show up. That system is called mercy. This is why the first layer of salvation came on the platform of mercy. The Bible said in Ephesians chapter 2 verse 4, He said, God who is rich in His mercy. It is because of the richness of His mercy that we were saved. Because grace would not have come if there was no mercy. So in addition to everything we have studied here, you must become conscious of the mercy of God. I'm telling you, there are times when your discernment will fail you. There are times when no matter how you prepare, you will not prepare enough. There are times when the Holy Ghost will stir you, you will not respond. There are times when everything that you should do, you will miss one or miss all. The reason you will still enter doors of opportunities because mercy will prevail over judgment. They will say, yes, he missed discernment, but God will force your step to enter there. I've seen it many times. The Holy Ghost is leading you to go right. You turn left and you were going. God will curve the road until the road will return back to right. And you will go like this and enter the same door. That one is not your intelligence that made it happen. That one is not your discernment. It's mercy that recalibrated the structure to make sure you are the one choosing. And there are many times when it's not even about you. You are doing everything right, but everybody around you is making sure you lose opportunity. Did you read the story of David? Samuel, God sent Samuel. Go and anoint the children of Jesse. One of them is a king. Samuel showed up. The father, this is not a stranger. The father brought 7 children and left David out. If your father is fighting you, how can you succeed? Brought 7 children and left David out. If your father is fighting you, how can you succeed? If a stranger is fighting you, it's a different thing. This was his father. They are about to ordain a king. Why would you leave David out? And Samuel looked at Eliab. Surely this is the Lord's anointed. God said, I have refused him. They brought 1, they brought 2, they brought 3, they brought 4, they brought 5, they brought 6, they brought 7. God refused all of them because mercy was insisting on one man, David. He was in the field. The prophet waited. The father waited. All the brothers waited. Samuel said, I will not eat anything here unless you bring that boy. Are these the only children you have? He said, yes, except for one who is in the bush. Because they had reduced him to a shepherd boy. The one who goes to the bush. The one who is not qualified for royalty. The one who is not qualified to be anointed. They had degraded his existence. All he's good for is to remain in the forest. But mercy said is the one I want. See, most times the reason you'll be choosing is not because you are the best. It's not because you are the smartest. It's not because you are the wisest. It's not because you are the most prepared. It's because mercy say you are the one. I prophesy over someone. There may be 1 million persons, but mercy will choose you. Sir, can't you find anybody among 7? I would have chosen Eliab, but mercy said no. I chose Eliab, but mercy said no. And Samuel sat down. The whole prophet was waiting. This is the national prophet that everybody in Israel trembles at. He was waiting for a boy. So when mercy wants to decorate your life, even the most honorable person will wait for you. Even the most honorable congregation will wait for you. and they sat down and they were waiting. And David was in the bush. When he showed up, there was no time to cut his hair. There was no time to have a clean bath. There was no time to wear a proper clothes. He came with the smell of the animals. He came with the smell of the feces of the animals. He came with the smell of the forest without having his bath, without cutting his hair, without dressing well. But the moment they entered, the Holy Ghost said, this is the one that was chosen. And the oil was poured upon him, and he was anointed as a king. In the realm of God, in his dealing with men, nothing is as strong as mercy. Mercy is stronger than judgment. Mercy is stronger than covenant. Everything in the realm of God submits to mercy. This is why our best card with God is the card of mercy. I'm telling you, there are many times when you will fail, but the reason you will still be the one is because mercy said no. It's because mercy said no. And concerning you, that opportunity will not elude you. Mercy will say no on your account.